Hey everybody, it's Ginny, VSGinny. It's Monday, the 4th of April 2016, and this is my week 53 post-op VSG update. As you all saw last week, I'm over a year out now, and I spent a lot of the last week doing a lot of thinking, basically about where I am in my journey now, where I want to go. Journey. You guys who watch me on The Naked Truth know how I feel about that word, but sometimes it's the word you have to use. Um, but I basically wanted to talk today about feeling done. Now that I'm a year out, I'm kind of struggling with it. And I don't mean that I'm feeling done with getting healthier, but what I mean that I'm done with is like I feel like I'm done with this particular part of things and this specific approach. Let me just explain that a little bit more. I've already met my biggest weight goals. My biggest weight goal was to get under 300 pounds. While 250 is my goal weight, I'll go into that a little bit more, but just getting under 300 pounds has been hugely life-changing for me in a multitude of ways. And so even if I never got any further, I would still be happy with the weight loss that I've seen at this point, honestly. Um, and I'm less than 40 pounds now from my goal, which is crazy. And so, like I said, I'm feeling like I'm at the end game, and I'm evaluating how I want to approach the next several months, including evaluating the relationship of my YouTube videos to my weight loss. So basically, I love keeping a journal. I love being able to go back and watch these videos and see where I started. And I do get messages saying that various videos have helped people in various different ways. That was the like number one reason that I was doing this, is that Liz's videos were incredibly helpful for me when I was considering weight loss surgery and when I was first post-op. I don't know what I would have done without her videos out there to look at. So, and like she said when I was on the Naked Truth, there aren't a lot of people who started at the weights we started at that make YouTube videos. So it is a very different perspective that's kind of hard to find out there in the video community right now. I also love the accountability that I feel that it gives me. Every week I have somebody to report to, basically, how I'm doing, what I'm doing, what choices that I'm making. But there's a downside. And I realized this when I was coming up on a year and I was coming up on my 300 pounds lost. And I really wanted to lose 300 pounds before I hit a year, and to the point that it was more important to me than it should have been. You know, I there's no time limit on my weight loss. Yes, there's a 12 to 18 month maximized weight loss window, but there's no time limit. I can continue losing weight for as long as I want to. It may not be quite as easy, but I can keep doing it. So there's no reason for me to be all antsy that I have to hit 300 pounds lost by my 1 year anniversary. And while I'm super excited that I did, that was an absolutely amazing feeling and amazing week. I felt pressure to make that happen, and I've felt pressure to continue losing and to hit measurable weight loss goals every week so that I could report them here. And I actually found myself thinking this past week, maybe I should give up exercise between now and when I hit my goal weight, because I tend to lose better when I'm not exercising. Sadly, that is true. I do tend to lose better when I'm not exercising, but what I started this journey for was health. And what my main focus is health. And so I should be much more concerned about doing things that are good and healthy for my body than I should be about losing another 2 pounds this week. So, major changes coming to my videos. You guys are no longer going to hear the same old weight updates that you hear every week. I just don't feel like you need them. I feel like I could share what I need to share without that. I'll continue being accountable to you via reporting every week on meeting my goals, like carbs, protein, water intake, exercise, all of that. Basically reporting on the choices that I've made over the past week. And I'll be reporting my weight basically when I feel like it, probably once a month or so. When I reach a milestone, like that could be like a different 10-pound mark. It could be who knows, maybe my goal will be the next one, I don't know. Or if there's some special reason, like if it's relevant to what I'm reporting, or if I see a gain that is obviously related or probably related to choices that I have made that week. If I made a bunch of poor choices and then I see a weight gain, I will report it because I want to stay accountable on that front. So like if I'm going on holiday with my husband soon, if I go on that holiday and I make terrible choices and I come back and I've gained weight, I will report that. I feel like honesty is so important in people getting a full picture of what weight loss surgery is actually like. So I will always be open and honest with you, and I'm not trying to be less open by not reporting my weight weekly. I'm just trying not to sabotage myself. So hopefully you guys understand that. Actually for like anyone who's thinking, oh, maybe her weight loss was like terrible this week and that's what's prompting it. No, actually I had a very good loss this week. This will be the last report you get for a while. I'm in the 280s now. So my weight has continued dropping. As to the choices that I have made this week, so this is Monday for us here in Australia. I saw my exercise physio this past Wednesday, and between that Wednesday and the Wednesday prior, I had not exercised on my own at all except for one day, and that was the day before I saw him. And the truth is that every night, because I was out of the habit for exercising for so long, because I couldn't exercise for so long, I just kept forgetting that I needed to do it. But that's no excuse. I should have prioritized it. I should have set alarms. Like, I could have done any number of things. And I kept like letting it get too late and the gym would be closed, or my husband and I had a really long day, or we were going to be out or whatever, and I just had all these excuses. And I told my exercise physio that, and he was like, you know what? We all go through that sometimes. The important thing is not to beat yourself up about it. And you are one of my most motivated clients, and I know that you're just going to get right back on that horse and get right back to it. And that was the exact right thing for him to say to me, because I worked out with him Wednesday. I was so sore on Thursday that I couldn't even stand or walk without pain. So I skipped Thursday, but that was intentional. And then Friday, I went and worked out. And no, wait, sorry, I saw him Thursday. So it was a week and a day between seeing him. But so I saw him Thursday. I skipped Friday. My husband and I, even though Saturdays are usually a rest day for me, we went and worked out Saturday, including weights and including 60 minutes of cardio. And Sunday, since it's typically a rest day, I let that be a rest day. It's Monday. I'm going right back. I've got notes. I'm going right back and getting in the gym. I can't wait. I've got my little gym shirt already on. I'm ready to go. So I'm back on the exercise, and I will continue to be back on the exercise. So over Easter weekend, I didn't do the best job of staying keto. Didn't do a good job at all. Didn't really do it at all. My carbs were definitely way higher than keto levels, but I also didn't throw it all out the window. I had a couple of hot cross buns. We're talking a 4-day period. I had a total of a couple of hot cross buns and a single piece of chocolate. So it wasn't huge, but I definitely, I didn't go over my calories, but I definitely went over my carbs. And my decision was it was a holiday weekend, and, I was going to enjoy it. And I did. But, like I said, I got right back on the horse after the holiday weekend, and I've been doing everything spot on since then. I have been keeping to about 20 to 25 grams of carbs. I've been finding 20 pretty hard, but 25 has been good, and I checked, and I'm definitely in ketosis solidly. So it's doing what it needs to do, and obviously my weight is changing, so that's working for me. I'm going to try to keep it to 20. I'm going to keep aiming for 20, but I'm not going to beat myself up for 25 either. But let's see. Yeah, and I've been doing reasonably well with the protein, not as well, not as like not over 100 most days. So I'm going to try to get that back up too. But yeah, so my choices haven't been terrible this week, but this is the start to a new week, and so I can only do even better. Gonna try. Yeah. Oh, my weight updates will still be available to people who are following, who are my friend on Facebook, or people who are my friend on MyFitnessPal. You guys will still see weight updates. I don't have any problem with that. It's just like the public video reporting that was bothering me and making me feel like I needed to do things differently. Also, I am evaluating whether weekly videos are still the way to go now that I'm a year out. I'm wondering if you guys would rather see a monthly one that's a little longer, like maybe 15, 20 minutes, or like whether you'd rather have shorter, like little 3 to 5 minute videos, if I just have a small update every week. Because you might end up, I feel like there's less to say at this point. So you might end like this far out, so you might end up with just short little updates every week. If you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. I'll keep trying to make weekly videos. I can't promise they'll never be late, but I'll keep trying to do that. And yeah, so let me know how you feel about that. I also wanted to quickly touch on something that I've mentioned recently. I said I was feeling done, but I want to emphasize again, I'm very much not feeling done with working towards a healthier body. I will continue eating the way that I am, low calorie, low carb, high protein, not only until I get to my goal, but until I get past it. Basically, I'm going to let my body determine where I stop. As long as I'm eating healthy, making the right choices, getting good workouts in, then if my weight goes lower than 250, naturally, fine, great. I would love to see about 225 because I feel like that would give me a 25-pound cushion between there and what I consider my goal weight of 250, because bounce back is real. From the videos I've been watching, from people I know, bounce back once you get to goal is real, and it's a struggle. And so I would like to give myself at least a little cushion where I can go, oh, I'm up 5 pounds. Maybe I should keep an eye on that. Do you know what I mean? And not freak out about it. I know there are people out there who if they gain 5 pounds, they instantaneously go into like diet mode, and everything changes. And I want to be a little less rigid about that, but I also want to have a hard line. Like 250 is my hard line. It's like I want a point where I start looking at doing things differently, which anything over 225 would be, and then a point where it's like, okay, I need to stop everything and really rearrange because something is like something significant is happening here. So yeah. So on the off chance that my body wants to go even lower than 225, I think that's really unlikely, but that would be fine. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, making the best choices I can until my body gets comfortable and plateaus naturally. I feel like that's the best thing I can do, and that's how I expect to know that I'm done, like done for real. Once I reach that point, I'm going to add some complex, healthy carbs back in to my diet. I don't intend to eat keto forever, but I don't plan on increasing my calories or doing anything else in particular to stop my weight loss. I don't think, having started at 600, I think it's very unlikely that I'll be one of those people that ends up losing too much weight. No. So not really worried about that. At some point, my body is going to plateau. Okay. On a related note, I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I've been hearing a lot lately. Whoop, camera. Something I've been hearing a lot lately, and that's the phrase "gone forever." Like I see this all the time. on weight loss surgery forums and Facebook groups. 100 pounds gone forever. And like, while I'm really happy for anybody who's lost any significant amount of weight and is feeling better and healthier, I think considering it gone forever is sort of a dangerous perspective, if that makes sense. One of the most important things we can understand is that losing weight is not a one-time commitment. Like, surely we've all seen that meme that says something like, "I wish weight loss was like virginity. Once you lose it, you can't get it back," right? And while that's a really funny way of saying it, that's exactly my point. Weight loss surgery is not a magic cure. Weight regain after weight loss surgery is very real and very possible. No matter how on top of your nutrition and your exercise you are right now, 5 years from now, when your life has gone on and it's not the foremost in your head anymore, are you still going to be dedicated to it? Like, is it still going to be something that you think about? Maybe it's not something you think about on a daily basis. Maybe it's not something that you think about with the same intensity as you do right now as a weight loss surgery patient. If you're watching these videos, clearly you are dedicated to weight loss, right? But life changes us. Things happen. Our priorities change. Our perspectives change. And and we change. Like, who we are changes. And I just think it's really, like, I get that. But if the idea of still having to think about your weight loss in 5 years stresses you out, you might want to try to come to terms with that in some way. It's a lifelong journey, you know. It's, for lack of a better word, journey. I'm not saying that you're always going to have to think about weight loss, dieting, and exercise to the extent that you do now, the way you do now. But it will always be something you have to check up on, something you think about now and then, something you keep in the back of your mind, and evaluate from time to time to make sure you're still where you want to be, making the choices that you want to make. And you have to be willing to, yes, go back to eating differently if something is not going right, if you find your weight heading a direction you don't like. And there are studies out there that you can find if you Google that show that people who are formerly obese have to eat fewer calories and do more exercise to maintain the same weight as someone who has always been naturally thin. That's depressing as hell, but it's true. You know, our bodies physiologically, once they've been obese, are more adept at maintaining obesity and regaining weight. That's just a fact. And it's probably that adeptness that led us to being obese in the first place. Our bodies are extra skilled at weight gain, at least in part. You know, at least part of what led us to that. So I'm just trying to remind you that no, it's not gone forever. It's gone, and that's amazing, and that's something to be proud of. But it's like a garden. You have to keep tending it. You have to keep doing something with it. You have to keep thinking about it from time to time and caring for it, or, you know, it's going to go to seed. That's not what any of us want. So a one-time weight loss surgical procedure does not stand between you and weight regain, holding a shield and a sword, keeping you safe from it, right? It's our choices that we make every day that stand between us and regain. And I guess that was what I want to emphasize above everything else. So anyway, so I will post now some MyFitnessPal screenshots, some exercise screenshots, some food photos from this past week to give you an idea of what this past week has been like for me. And I'll, at least for now, I'm planning to keep making weekly videos. Again, I'd like to know if you would prefer just a once a month one that was a little longer. So I expect to see you guys next week. All right.